Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to MT Paradise. So today's video, we're going to be doing a review on an Alfa Romeo 4C. And this thing is awesome. So this Alfa Romeo 4C actually belongs to a good friend of mine, Michael, and he graciously let me be able to do this video of this car. He's actually gonna be riding along with me, giving me some facts on this thing, because this is such an amazing car and it's just absolutely gorgeous. But we're gonna start off on the exterior, just kind of do a walk around of the car, which looks really good. You can kind of see it is a smaller car. It is just a two-seater with a rear mid-engine. You got some intakes up high right there on both sides, and obviously right underneath here is the engine itself. And it does have a soft top, kind of removable top on it, which is very quick and easy to take off. You do have all this carbon fiber that comes all the way up over. It is a carbon fiber tub, which I'll go ahead and show you guys that. And as you can see, that giant carbon fiber weave right there. But the carbon fiber does also come out to this little vent right here, which does come in. It is only on one side, but it's obviously there for a reason. As we walk around to the back of the car, he did redo the exhaust. So it originally came out on either side, but now it has a shorter kind of central exit exhaust right there. Had a new mesh kind of put in to go with that so that it has that cutout. But this thing sounds absolutely incredible. Whenever we do kind of the drive and then also some drive-bys, we're going to be able to hear that exhaust because it sounds so good. And the stock exhaust on these Alfa Romeo 4Cs is honestly pretty quiet. So that was one of the best modifications, is to let this thing open up. You can really hear it and it just sounds absolutely incredible. You have these red brake calipers, which look really good. And like I said, that intake on the side, kind of the body line flows down the door and then kind of integrates into that intake, which looks really cool. But another thing with carbon fiber is you can see the headlights right there. It has 4C, which looks really nice, but you can tell that the headlight housing is actually carbon fiber on the inside there. And then you have these nice grills on the front. You actually cannot open the front. It's not really a trunk, but you can't open the front end on this car, which is kind of interesting. But service departments can open that to be able to access stuff if they need to. But let's go ahead and move on to the inside, which, like I said before, is a carbon fiber tub. You can see all that carbon in there. You can see it on the other side down there by the floor. And it is a automatic dual clutch transmission. You got the paddle shifters on the back of the wheel there. And these seats are gorgeous. You got the embroidered Alfa Romeo logo, and they have this beautiful red leather going all the way down. It is a very kind of raw performance car. It feels very, it's not like a comfortable luxury car. It's more of a kind of performance sports car. You can tell it's definitely made for track, but it still kind of has a little bit of comfort in there. It is kind of awkward getting in and out with this really wide door sill, but honestly, this car is absolutely worth it. For what you get, this thing is absolutely incredible. You have this beautiful leather with the red stitching on the whole dash. That steering wheel just looks incredible. Just that view is so cool whenever you're driving this thing. You don't actually have a center kind of selector. You have these little buttons right there, which that's actually not a bad thing. You do have a nice climate control. It's very simple and easy to read. You don't have any of the digital buttons and whatnot. You can actually see what fan speed you're in and what setting you're in. And it's pretty simple and right to the point. And you actually have a cup holder. So what kind of performance sports car has a cup holder like that? This is absolutely incredible, because most cars of this caliber don't even have a single cup holder. There's not really room for two. I mean, it does have this little one right here, which you can kind of say that's a cup holder, but it's not very deep, so if you did have a drink there, it would probably fall out. But having the second one, this big one in the back, is actually really nice and convenient. And you can still see some of that carbon fiber coming up around the back a little bit there in the middle, kind of behind that. Another really convenient thing with this is the fabric kind of removable soft top. It does have these plastic sections where you can unhook that and be able just to pull off the entire roof quick and easy, and then you can just bring it around and throw it in the rear trunk. Such a nice capability to be able just to pull off this entire roof and be able to do that. Not many cars can do that, or they have that big giant hardtop panel that makes it really difficult to be able to do everything. All right, so now we got the back opened up, and you can see that beautiful engine cover right there. The back window is just right up ahead, but this thing actually is a pretty big engine. You got the Alfa Romeo 4C in red lettering, which looks really beautiful. You can't really see much from back here, but you can see you got like your coolant and stuff like that. You have the battery sitting right up there. Not really too much to do. And then you do have kind of like a decent sized little trunk here in the back, but this is not like a practical car, so you're not really worried about trunk space when you do get Alfa Romeo 4C. But it is really nice being able to see that, like, for the size of the car, like, this is actually a pretty big engine in the back, and it's really cool. And like, obviously having a mid-engine, very well balanced, and the look of this car is beautiful, especially when you're out on the streets. This thing just has this crazy presence that just looks so amazing. So this thing, as you can hear, it sounds amazing. Like,
go ahead, step on it, bitch.
Jeez. Like, the way the turbo kicks in, it's just, it like really, like, you can feel it kick in. It doesn't feel like there's any like bad turbo lag or anything. It feels pretty immediate. And you can hear the turbo noise. I don't know if it picks up on camera, but it sounds amazing. And then like it just feels very planted. Like, I love this car.
What's really nice is the intercoolers on my side. So not only do I get all the cool sounds sitting on the passenger side, your YouTubers that are also passengers, they're getting the cool sounds too.
Oh, heck yeah. Just listen to this. And that exhaust sounds so good.
Yeah.
Wow. Gosh, that sound is so good.
So Mitchell, you're holding back. I want you to slow down to about, let's go about 20 or so. And my car is your car. So you step on it. Just step on it completely. Just step on it. Keep going. And you know, one thing that I love about this car is it reminds us all of how important power to weight ratio is.
And the manual steering it's kind of interesting. Like, not a lot of cars have that. So if you're going at slower speeds, you really kind of have to like muscle the wheel a little bit. It's not too bad, but I do like how it feels more raw. It's more like track focused, and it has like a really good feel to it. And it doesn't feel like as like luxury as other cars, but you're not buying a luxury car with this. You're buying a kind of track performance car.
I chose this car because, like you said, Mitchell, no power steering, no power braking. It's just this raw, visceral driving experience that I can't get enough of.
Like, it's kind of similar to a Porsche with, let me grab this real quick. Like how Porsches, you can see, like, I don't know if you can really tell. There we go. You can see the fender right there sticking up on either side, which I really love because it does have that kind of like that hood that drops down. It's not a really long protruding hood, and it's more aerodynamic, and the fenders kind of stick up a bit, which I do like being able to see that. It's just such like a cool experience when you drive it. Not only the feel, but like what you see when you drive it is just incredible. Alright guys, so Michael knows way more about this car because obviously it's his car, and he's not going to just buy something without researching, knowing all the numbers, knowing everything about it. So he's going to give you some really good facts that, like I said, I don't really know, but he definitely has some good numbers for you.
Alfa Romeo 4C Spider. It is my first performance car. I picked it up after pharmacy school as a little gift to me for all of the hard work, all of the time and effort put into the life that I want to live and the profession that I wanted to be in. I cross-shopped this car with the C7 Corvette and with the Porsche Boxster Spider, the new 718 generation. And I I chose the Alfa Romeo 4C over those cars for a few reasons. Going with the C7, I love the C7. I thought about a C7 Z06, 650 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque. Who wouldn't want that, right? Well, I did not choose that car because I wanted something with a rarer presence. I wanted something that was more unique and niche. According to the statistics, only 2,000-ish 4Cs were sold in the USA, and that's what really attracted me to this car over the C7. Yes, the C7 has a lot more performance, but you know, when I pull up to a car meet, whenever I'm riding around in Lock and Terror with Mitchell, whenever I'm out and about doing my thing, I just wanted something that was more rare of a sight. This car makes me feel like way more of a rock star than a C7, and also it gets me into the exotic car club as well. So that's why I chose it over the C7. I chose it over the Porsche because, first off, the Porsche that I wanted, which was the 718 GTS, option the way that I wanted it, it was around $90,000 or so. At this point in time in my life, definitely outside of my budget. Viewers, as you know, Mitchell is a Porsche man, and he can probably talk and talk and talk and talk until he's blue, red, purple, whatever in the face about how expensive Porsches can be, especially with the a la carte options. So this was better for my budget. That's one of the reasons as to why I went with the Alfa Romeo 4C. Also, I drove the Porsche, and let's just say that the word perfect starts with P and the word Porsche starts with P because Porsches are perfect. I drove the car. It was absolutely amazing, but I felt that it really lacked its own uniqueness. It really lacked its own character. It felt like the car was doing a lot of driving for me, and I really wasn't attracted to that. Whereas looking at this, you know, no power steering, no power braking. It's a carbon tub without any insulation, and so it's just this really raw, visceral, engaging experience, and that's what pulled me over to the 4C. As far as future plans go, since it is a turbo 4-cylinder car, a lot of people do the typical turbo stuff, ECU tunes, hoses, piping, intercooler, intake, all that type of stuff. I would say that the car is probably about as fast as I want it to be stock, which is 240 horsepower. So I just plan on keeping it the way it is. The car is very, very light. It's about 2,400 pounds or so, 2,300 pounds or so. And so, you know, power to weight ratio is everything. Even though it only has 240 horsepower, it's very quick. The 0 to 60 is actually just as fast as the Ferrari F430 of the time. And so definitely a long-term keep. Not too sure what I'll get next, but it's been a lot of fun. As I tell people, it's a Ferrari on beer money for those of us that like champagne. And all I have is beer money, but I love champagne.
Oh yeah. Like as you were talking, like with the Porsches, like you have to get like the GT4 to really get a similar feel, which now you're looking at price ranges that are even higher. So I mean, for what you get for like the car, the performance, the feel, like it's good bang for your buck for sure. And this is awesome.
Mitchell, what's your favorite thing about it, would you say, if there's that one thing? And you can't say the carbon tub because that's cheating.
So I'm all about exhaust and sound. It sounds incredible. Like the stock exhaust is a little quiet, but the aftermarket one that you did, it's not crazy wild, but it still sounds really good for what it is. It doesn't sound like a 4-cylinder at all. The newer Porsche 4-cylinders just don't sound good at all. No matter what you do, they still sound terrible. This thing sounds incredible. It sounds better than some V8s I've heard. It sounds way better than like a lot of performance like 6-cylinders, but also the way it accelerates. You get the turbo noises, it's more linear. You You don't have this like you're hitting the gas and you're waiting for it and then it slams in. It's not like that. It's like it's really linear. You can feel that it has power, especially with the weight. It gets up and goes real quick. So it just has like that really good feel, but then that good exhaust note to kind of go along with that.
Well, you know, as they say, what is it? Mi casa, su casa? Mi caro, su caro. So if you want to, you know, put your foot into it, you're more than welcome to. Let's go.
All right. Sounds good. You can't explain it. You can't like understand to like you can't begin to understand what this car feels like until you're actually in it, driving it, and you feel it for yourself. And it's definitely a good feel and a good experience. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Always a pleasure hanging out with you. Thanks, Mitchell.
No problem at all. Thank you. Alright, so if you like this video, definitely go down and hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like of this Alfa Romeo. Also, a lot of cruises I go on. Michael's usually there, so you'll be able to see this Alfa Romeo in, you know, like the background or even the foreground of a lot of my videos. So definitely hit that subscribe button. Also, thank you again to Michael for letting me like drive this car, be able to experience it, listen to his story, and just kind of like enjoy what this Alfa Romeo 4C is all about. But like, subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching.